If somebody's listening to us right now, that means something is pulling them to be at this particular podcast to wake up, to know themselves.
Right.
So at some point you wake up and you realize, oh, I've been going through the turbulence. I've had some drama, had some trauma. I've had these belief systems. I had this religiosity, but now I want to wake up. And now I can begin to ask the question, what is it that's within me that really wants to emerge?
Using divine intention to get a man's love and commitment, just like it says down below. Your heart's desire and divine will are not separate things. If your heart desires it, it is divine will. Those things are one and the same. And we are going to talk about you aligning to your heart's desire so you can attain your man's love and commitment. So welcome. If you are new to me here on the channel, I'm Coach Paula Grooms, a dating and relationship coach for women, licensed social worker, and author of the book, Why Won't He Commit? How a Man Decides to Make You the One. I help you find a Mr. Right, get an ex back, or grow an existing relationship with a man you truly desire so you create the relationship of your dreams and level up to the complete commitment you totally deserve. Divine intention. You may have some ideas about that, especially because what we believe we create, what we overcome from our subconscious programming appears in our reality. And when we combine those two things with my mechanics of man, you get what it is that you truly desire, and you level up to the complete commitment you totally deserve. So I'm going to play here something from Michael Beckwith. He's a spiritual leader. He's been around quite a long time. It says here he's a spiritual maverick and originator of life visioning, guiding you to ask the empowering questions to help you arrive at the ultimate realization that the answer is you. He kind of made his debut on the world stage in The Secret. And he is definitely a spiritual man, an advisor, and he talks about this concept on this clip that I'm going to play for you. And I think it illustrates exactly what we are talking about.
I firmly believe that before we took the incarnation, we made a promise to ourselves. The promise was we would come here, we'd wake up, and we would contribute and distribute our gifts. Now, in any destination, you bump into turbulence. You fly from here to Seattle, New York, Chicago. The plane always hits a little turbulence, then you land. So when you come to the earth plane, you come into turbulence. Societal milieus, beliefs, perceptions, superstitions. You move through the turbulence and the world that turbulence is creating. But ultimately, you, through some kind of way, you start to wake up. If somebody's listening to us right now, that means something is pulling them to be at this particular podcast to wake up, to know themselves.
Right.
So at some point you wake up and you realize, oh, I've been going through the turbulence. I've had some drama, had some trauma. I've had these belief systems. I had this religiosity, but now I want to wake up. And now I can begin to ask the question, what is it that's within me that really wants to emerge? What gift do I have that needs to be activated and expressed? Now, if I ask those questions sincerely in meditation, I'm going to activate my spiritual faculty that may have been dormant because I've been caught up in the world. I haven't been using my intuition. I've just been using my rational mind, my logical mind. I've just been using ways to survive. I start to get little glimpses and glimmers and intuitions and hunches about what is it within me that I really want. You know, I do an exercise with people sometimes in which I'll put them into a meditative state. And in this meditative state, they feel that all of their needs are met. They're healthy. They have harmonizing prosperity, ideal employment, right mate, all the stuff. And then from that space, I'll say, okay, what do you want? And now they have everything. What do you want? And if they stay in that long enough, they won't ask for a car or another house or whatever because they already have it in the feeling tone. Now what start to emerge is what they really want, what their soul wants. What are they to contribute? What gift are they to activate within themselves that they are to express? Now they're living from their heart's desire, and the divine will is the same thing. The divine will is a greater expression of life. A heart's desire is our unique way that we're to express the divine will.
Right. He said because everyone's different. That means your desire is not separate from divine will And so if you use divine intention, you are aligning with your divine will to create that divine right relationship you want. So how do we do that? We need to get the subconscious programming out of the way. We want manifestation to take the forefront, and then we do what works best with men via mechanics of men, and it all comes together and we align with the divine. Because it is divine. When you get your heart's desire, it is also what I believe is the greatest gift to a man. No question. Yin and yang in the world. Men need feminine energy more so than ever before. I had a great conversation with someone today where she said, I'm having trouble finding a man that I feel has real male energy for me. Where I'm located, I'm finding a lot of men with very, what I would call feminine energy. This is because to the degree that we are becoming more male energy, men are becoming more female energied. We're always in harmony, always in balance. Things balance themselves out. And if we are continuing to stay in male energy, when we are interacting with males, what are we going to get? More feminine energy, which puts us both out of alignment. So we want to align with the divine and know that if our heart desires it, it is the divine within us saying, yes, that's divine will. It's why when we align with I am, your I amness, as Neville Goddard would say, when you evoke the words I am, you are stating about the God power or God particle, if you will, within you, the power of the creator of the universe, etc. Because we are not separate. Nothing in matter is created or destroyed. It's just changed in form. Many would say we are giving God the experience of us, that God put every single one of us here to give him or her, the universe, the experience of you. The divine will comes through you. And if it is your heart's desire, it is meant to be. So aligning with it, because it's going to take you as the woman in this duo, you aligning with it, typically first and foremost. Sometimes with some rare men, it just occurs, but I would say more so than not in the modern world, no. It takes the intention of the woman to have it and then do what's going to work with men, which is typically not telling him, not talking about it, not directing him, not being dogmatic, not disparaging. We have been sold a bill of goods, and you have to be so careful if you are using any AI to answer a man. I see a lot of this going on now. And if you ask, how do I answer him? He didn't follow up like he said he would. I haven't heard from him, whatever it is. Typically, the communication style that has been put in the modern world will be somewhat on the scale of disparaging, showing disappointment, disapproval, discouraging. It is extremely negative. It doesn't get us what we desire, nor what we deserve, or what will actually improve the man for us. The approval of him is not for his sake. We, as a feminine energy, are really designed to help a man become the best he can be relationally. No question about that. So you need to do three things. One is stay ahead of your own negative thoughts by what are you telling yourself about your I amness? I am what? I am aligning with the divine. I intend to create this relationship in a way that is healthy, happy, and mutually fulfilling. You see, if you stay in that mind space, when you get the disappointments, which you will because he's human, you are much better able to deflect it and incorporate the mechanics of men. I had someone today comment here, which I love. So put your comments definitely in YouTube. I come over, I answer them whenever they are here pertaining to anything related to men, relationships, the topics at hand. Absolutely do. If you haven't seen any of the lives where I have a guest on, meaning it's a woman in the 80/20 Wonder Club who gets to talk to me via phone. We actually utilize the phone, and you're able to hear it, and I talk to them, and I get my questions answered to be able to answer their questions better. And any woman who's in the 80/20 Wonder Club can do that, and we can be talking here. So check out lives. I will put one in today's description so that you can see what it is like to actually talk to me here. And that's done anonymously. So I hope you will do that. So from the podcast episode where I was talking to a woman, she had had 5 wonderful dates with a man. On the 5th date, slept with him, but he wasn't yet divorced, wasn't finalized. And he was hesitating when there was any talk about where things were kind of going or what he wanted prior to the sex. But she went ahead and had sex anyway. And this gal expected things to change after the sex. And it did not. His communication was static. It was not steady. He was not texting often. And that did not change. However, they had a kind of a date, so to speak, to meet up to do a marathon together. Maybe it was a 10K or something. I don't know. Something like that. And the day before, I believe he backed out. And he didn't contact her much after that. I'm leaving out a few details, so you're going to want to go and listen. But the point of the story is that the day after the 10K, which they were planning on the day and doing it together and so forth, he sent a text like, I hope it was good or something like that. And she just answered, thanks. She and I discussed that on the podcast. But there was a comment from someone whom I answered today. You can go and see that comment where she said, I believe she should have said to this man, she did great and she ran the marathon very well, but she was very disappointed in him for not sticking to his word and maybe something else. And I explain when I comment back to her why this would not be helpful at all. See, we must take stock of context. And she understood this, and I hope you will too, that saying that to him, a man showing that he's little moving back, didn't keep a date, that is not going to inspire him for more. That is going to make him pull back farther. Doesn't mean the sentiment of the woman is not right or not true. And technically, does she have a right to say it? Sure. But we're about moving the man towards what it is that you desire. The guest on the podcast definitely wanted more with him. I explained to the woman commenting that no, we would not chastise him for not keeping to his word. That will not move him towards her at all. And it won't leave him with a feeling of FOMO or missing out. And it will show her hand in this quote-unquote game of cards. At this stage of the relationship, it will not be helpful. Now, if they were in an exclusive relationship, they had been going along well, perhaps it could have been said, but in this instance, no, because she could feel the pullback. So instead, showing the man, I had a great time. I didn't miss that you weren't there. That is going to do what? Make him wonder. Gonna make him rethink, well, maybe she is okay with this and more independent, and maybe I've misjudged her. It presents a challenge. It's reversed psychology in a sense. Now, many women would say, isn't that sending him the message that he can just do this to me? He can just renege on a plans and quote unquote get away with it. You see, we have to rise to an occasion and guide step by step to him being in a space, context, and time of the relationship to receive it, and it means something. After just the 5 dates and the first time they have sex, the man immediately with that kind of overt slap on the wrist, he's gonna run from that. It will not be useful. It will not make him wonder. It will not make him sit up and think, oh, wow, she didn't care that I wasn't there. That's a challenge. That's what in this context will move him more to come back. I happen to know that with her thanks, he did not answer that because he felt she was upset. And then she tried again to be contacting him. It all went south from there. It's unfortunate that we cannot just relay our feelings verbally and not take stock of the context in which we are in initially. It takes time. It takes intention. attention. It takes some real thinking, typically pulling back and using what we know is catnip to men, allowing that man to wonder and that he's not got you. It's very important that we choose things very, very carefully. We've gotten into a time now where everyone just immediately spouts exactly how they feel, and the other person should just take it. This hurts us. It does not help either party to grow into a more congenial way of relating and allow for the man to be the best he can be through inspiring him via what gets men going. Challenge, some competition, and conquering. So if you have not, I hope you will consider subscribing to YouTube, where there is full content and you can get more than just snippets. It's about growth. It's about using the approaches I'm talking about. You can get the podcast here on the channel. If you want the podcast in full, and you want to talk to me, join the 80/20 Wonder Club. It's less than a latte, and you will get over 200 episodes, all ad-free and in full. Real coaching conversations about unique situations like I'm talking to you about, where we go from A to Z in a coaching conversation about these unique situations, but yet they are universal to us, especially now, whereby we want to be telling a man how to behave, and mostly he needs to be shown. Please do me the solid, if you like any of this content here, comment, subscribe, and share this out far and wide to anyone you know that it might be helpful to, any woman. We want to grow the community, have more women be happy, healthy, and partnered. For the men too, this is needed now more than ever, and I'm happy to be a part of it. With that, I'm going to love you and leave you so your man doesn't. I will see you in the next video.